I've been working on my 2D platformer game recently, which heavily focuses on a mix between speedrunning and cooking. Now, this summer was supposed to be when I grinded the absolute crap out of it, but instead I did significantly less than I wanted, and school just started again, so I'm just gonna go through with what I have so far. I'm also running out of storage space on my drive, so I need to put something out while I can so that this channel doesn't stay dead. Maybe I'll stream Silk Songs since it's out. Anyway, I'm just gonna go straight to it. The main thing that I worked on was the health system. I have a few enemies lined up for the future that I just need to actually implement into the game, but right now the only real danger are the wasabi spikes. They kinda just launch you away from them since I wanted to add more features that could be exploited for the sake of speedrunning. The main goal is that if you land in the correct spot, you can get a small boost in one direction, obviously for the cost of your health. With the amount of spikes and enemies I want to add, you're going to want to choose where you damage boost pretty wisely if you choose to do so at all. I also want to keep the speedrunning in this game somewhat optional, but I also want to encourage it through the use of rewards. After all, it is a cooking game, so time should be very important. I still plan on adding speedrunning features that are much more user-friendly, notably through the levels themselves. Last video I showed off the soy sauce platform, which slows your movement down, and there will be similar hazards that make you quicker, or force you to be somewhat precise for the sake of a shortcut. Anyway, aside from that, I don't really have any other features in the levels to talk about, but there is still one thing I have been working on. For some reason I really want the level selection screen to be really cool. Originally I made a concept for a cookbook where you flip through the pages, each containing a different customer that you serve in their respective levels. It was completely fine, and the only real issue I had was that I could not for the life of me bother animating the book flipping animation. Especially since it's pixel art and the pages would be all different, and you can't really rotate or morph anything in a pixel perfect game without it turning to unrecognizable garbage. And so to combat having to avoid making a really tedious animation, my brain had the lovely idea that I would instead make several tedious animations. My main idea now is to have the player inside the city interacting with the customers, who will still function the same way in the levels. Making an entire city for the sake of this game is probably not a great idea, especially since I plan on having 8 areas that I'm working on by myself, but it also gives me an opportunity to work on this when I'm not on my computer, or when I'm rewatching the same show for the 16th time. Having the characters all exist in game before you dive into some of the chaos is actually perfect for me too, since it will give me an area to put the game's lore. I was planning on only using an enemy list for the lore, but it doesn't really explain as much compared to having individual citizens talking about the city that they live in. I've been talking to people that I know in real life as well, asking for concept ideas and making honorary characters for them. Every citizen, with just a few exceptions, will be a different concept from a different person I know in real life. That's the main reason I haven't planned out the entire city. In fact, I've only started work on one area because I don't have enough people to connect everyone with. I'm going to quickly go through each of the designs I have so far, since it's not a lot. The first character is Mint the Cat, who's a music teacher, with a scarf and a trombone. Making the trombone was pretty difficult, especially because I know nothing about music, but I'm really happy with the design. One of my favorite designs is Puffball the Deer, a record store owner. He's also holding a certain album cover. Just want to see if anyone recognizes it, because I'm not really sure about my pixel artwork on this one, and also if you comment it's gonna help my channel. But yeah, if you know what it is, please drop your guesses, I'm just curious. Next is Barry the Panda, who's a singer. This is my sister, and it's inspired off of a certain DC character. But anyway, jumping off of the music theme is Lychee the Llama, who's a banker. I probably shouldn't force myself to use the same canvas size every single time since he looks kind of off, so I might redo this design later and make him taller just so you can tell he's a llama. Next up is Fry the Cat, who's a janitor. I reused the cat design that I made earlier, but honestly I don't think that's much of an issue because they're brothers in real life anyway, so I just made them brothers in game as well. Potato the Pomeranian, a telemarketer. This is based off of my friend's real dog and also one of my favorite designs, which is probably biased because it is my friend's dog, but I still really like it. Next is Bagel the Penguin. This one's mine, and that's why there's a fire truck. If you know me in real life, then you definitely know that I have a really bad obsession with a certain firefighter show that
refuses to put these characters in a relationship.
Next up is Walnut the Narwhal. This one is also a pretty cool design that I really like. I really like that it's holding a piece of paper and has headphones. I also really like the jacket. I feel like that fits really well. Next is Shizo the Bear. I really like this design. She's an attorney, and she holds a briefcase and she has a bow in her hair. I'm not sure if you can tell it's a bow in her hair because of the way the pixel art is, but I still like it. Next up are my parents, which are Ube the Parrot and Burger the Corgi. I don't know if you can tell Burger's a corgi, but I still really like the design because of the shades and has a really sick necklace and vest. Ube has a pot on her head and is holding a plant. Not much else I can talk about these two. Next is Muffin, who, get this, is a puffin. He's also an architect. I'm not sure how content I am with this design yet, but it works for now. I might change it when I animate him, but for now he gets a hard hat and a blueprint. Finally, Goulash the Blobfish. I can't believe that's a sentence I actually just said. He's a TikToker and he has a bone on his cap. Pretty sick design in my opinion actually. I didn't expect this to turn out as well as it did. But that's all the characters I have right now. I feel like having them is going to make the world feel a lot more alive and they're pretty amazing so far. Anyway, that's all the progress that I've managed to make for a while. I think with more designs and more things to add to the city, there's going to be a lot more stuff for me to talk about soon. Also, time for the part where I plug my Discord server. You should join it and subscribe to my channel. Hopefully I can also make my Steam page soon, so look forward to that, I guess. I'm planning to lock in this month, so hopefully I'll have a lot more stuff to show off, but that's basically all I got for now, so goodbye.